What it do? All right, we back. Another pre-llama episode. Was this number 3 or 2? It's 3.
Number three.
Holy shit. Episode 3.
Three.
How you feeling this week?
Shit, feeling real good. Staying consistent.
Let's-
Especially with the whole scheduling thing today. Today's a crazy day, but I'm still gonna make it happen.
I appreciate that. Honestly, we were gonna do this at our normal time, but I think you made the responsible decision by doing it now because we get it done out the way. And then if you come back later, we can still game and shit. But at least we get the pod out the way, and we're not like, just in case it don't happen, we don't miss an episode. So I appreciate that. We got Berto in the background making a great appearance. What it do?
Yes, sir. We got the fam coming up from down south. You know what I'm saying?
Good time when the family's around. But
Great time.
we were just talking about the boozy shit off screen. I think we bring it to the on stream thing. You know exactly what's going on? Break it down, my correspondent.
So I'm breaking it down because I'm just reading into it officially today. But I've been seeing a lot of the shit over Instagram and shit like that. So from what it's looking like, Boosie once again, you know what I'm saying, coming into the spotlight for negative reasons. So from what it looks like, that he got caught up in California on some gun charges, and they didn't really go too specific yet into that. But following that, he got those charges dropped. He got caught by the feds on Instagram Live, supposedly.
Allegedly
tucking a gun into his waistband. But with it being him up against the feds, that could not be good, especially with a rap sheet like Mr. Boosie Badass.
Yeah, it seems like the feds are trying to So from what the very minimal I've heard and like what I'm like reading now, it seemed like the feds were trying to stop him from getting like even bond to get out and shit. But then the judge ruled in his favor, which should, because it's not like he did something crazy where he shouldn't get bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like the feds are like, and I personally think it has to do with his platform getting bigger, his voice getting bigger, and like the culture, and him being like unprevalent, doing like Vlad interviews and shit. And I know Berto brought up that maybe even the Vlad interviews got caught up in some way, which maybe, but it definitely seems like his voice is getting big enough where like they're trying to like slow his shit down, you know?
Yeah, but I think it's more the feds though, because if you really look at it, bro, the feds been going crazy lately. Like, bro, we had Casanova just a couple years ago, Bobby Shmurda, who else?
Young Thug.
And I think even in that Casanova case, they were looking at Jim Jones too.
Yeah, I remember hearing
Jim Jones makes it very known that he's a blood, and especially with this culture now, like the rapping scene, and it's crazy because this is another time that these type of things has been happening. Like how I was watching a documentary on how back in the day, Uncle Luke, he got in trouble for his lyrics, whatever, because they're too sexual and all that, and it's the whole freedom of speech thing.
He's the reason that they put warning labels on CDs.
Yeah,
which is nuts. He caused them to change everything.
It was supposed to pave the way for all these new rappers to be able to say whatever they want in their lyrics. But now you could say whatever you want, but the moment you are reaching a certain status and you're making a certain type of money, the feds are onto you, bro. The feds are onto you.
It's not even just the feds, but it's with rap, like what we're doing.
Thug,
even with what we're doing, like if we're talking about crazy shit, they'll come for us. If we get to a certain level, they'll come for us because I think it gets to a point where your voice is too powerful. And plus, like, if we're just speaking on rap, what's going on in the culture in terms of like drill and like how like niggas are actually out here shooting each other, like, you know what I mean, like really shit's
rapping about it.
Yeah, shit's getting crazy. Like they have to put a stop to shit like that, you know? Like they have to show an example and really like, or they'll lose control in terms of that, you know? So I don't know.
But at the same time, it's one of those things. And the reason why everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people are doing it is because it's kind of what we love them for.
Yeah. Wow.
The car. I need someone to come tell me if it's straight or it works or not.
I'm recording right now.
I'm recording right now. This guy stopped the whole thing.
I'm sorry.
Damn, we just got, well, now since you paused the fucking thing, we got Big Homie with 5 gifted subs. He said, much love to the boys.
Shout out
Keep
Big
grinding.
Homie.
5 gifted subs in the middle of the
Love my brother. I miss you.
Miss you, brother. Appreciate you, man. That's crazy. But keep going. I think you were making a really good point there.
No, it's like what we love them for. Like a lot of the real shit they be talking about, like the whole, like how Jimmy likes to bring up all the time, the 50 and Ja Rule beef. You know what I'm saying? Like these beefs, it's like, even though it's violent and it's self-destructive, it's good in a sense, and it's fucked up to say, but
it's not like, good. It's
it brings out the best in the music.
Yeah, well, because they're rapping about real shit.
The actual real shit that's going on is not good, but what they're doing in the studio is crazy. Like the fact that the fact that like that Young and A song that I like so much, whatever. Like, even though the content itself, what they're talking about, like that's outside the studio, is like very bad, and they just put that whole thing on a fucking track. Hardest diss track I've ever heard, though.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Exactly.
But it's tough because like we want our rappers to rap about real shit because it hits us harder, but like then they get caught up. Like you see, like really Bobby Shmurda. Like think about how hot he was when he dropped Hot Nigga and then he dropped Bobby Bitch. Like in those time periods, like he was literally the hottest rapper. Imagine he never went to jail, like where his star could have risen to. Like what kind of songs
even since he's been back, it hasn't been the same.
No, I mean it can't. You lost your momentum. Truly, like
he went down 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a long time. And in that fucking time, 6ix9ine blew up.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bobby Shmurda still gets his flowers. So
no, of course. But he held it down.
Yeah, and that's why he still has such a fan base, though. Like he really set the standard. You know what I'm saying? He showed that there's still real niggas out there.
But then you got situations like Pop Smoke, like. You know what I mean? Like rappers dying too young because of the shit that's going on behind the scenes. So I don't know, man. Like it's tough. It's like you want them to rap about it, but then when it gets too real, it's like at what cost?
I don't know. I'd walk 1,000 miles if I can just see you. When I see you, I'ma push his shit back, boy. That's crazy. Yo, I heard that first time. I said, who is he talking about?
Yeah, but you also have like love for that original song because of White Chick, so it's like the perfect blend. But I mean, that's like a cultural like. I'm sure he probably heard that song from White Chicks too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's creative, dude. It is creative, but again, that nigga gets popped for that shit.
But even
it was a hard song.
But once again, Hot Nigga, come on.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hip hop police shit.
Tunes know to get fucking busy with them Glocks, nigga.
You've been selling crack since the 5th grade, dude.
Bitch caught a body about a week ago.
Speaking of Taxstone, which is like the podcaster that I fuck with, and he was involved with like that Troy Ave shooting. Mm-hmm. He just got sentenced 35 because of that shit. So it's kind of like I look at it like, damn, like he got. I mean, obviously they had beef before, but they had beef because he was on a podcast talking shit about Troy Ave's album, saying it wasn't that good, and then his shit wasn't hot, and then look, turns into a nigga. Troy Ave's bodyguard getting popped in a fucking club. a podcaster who's, again, same situation as like Bobby Shmurda, but obviously 35 to 7, way different, but same situation in terms of like going up. You know what I mean? The career was rising. Shit was rising for him. The podcast was popping. He just did a Meek Mill interview they did it in a Wraith driving around Philly. Like right after.
No, but the reason why Bobby Shmurda though, he gets even more flash because he was only supposed to get like 3 years or some shit like that. And that nigga took 7.5 for his mans. And that shit went crazy in the culture because like
most people
what that did, he took that ultimate sacrifice for his career, all of that, you know what I'm saying? For the street code, you know what I'm saying? And that
people have flipped for less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had literally a star.
I can vouch for that. I've seen people flip for less. For real.
People will flip for less on that shit. And think about it, he's got two of the hottest songs in America at the time. If somebody else would be like, nah, you know what I mean? I got this career in the background. But again, he did his thing with that. I think it's just, again, because like I was saying to somebody, I was like, yo, the Troy Ave situation and like Tax Stone going down for 35 is crazy because it was off of an opinion. So that's like me and Bird or me and you doing a podcast. We say rapper's album is garbage and then one of us dies off of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's just kind of nuts. But like also, I don't know, part of the game, I guess, at this point, you know? It's a weird thing because like I want to be big in this media shit and I'm not the type of person to like hide my actual opinion. So it's like, do I got to worry about that shit in the future? Like when my shit does get popping enough where people are listening and I'm like, my opinion matters. Like, do I got to worry about what I say? Like, I'm not really going to, but this is just the culture we're going into right now. So it's weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah. And then you got, another one, Melly, who just
that shit's going crazy right now.
Recently in his case, they were trying to use lyrics that had, in my opinion, that had nothing to do with this case whatsoever. But yeah, they dropped dropped that for being used as evidence for the Murder on My Mind. He dropped Murder on My Mind in like 2017 or something like that.
Yeah.
This shooting didn't take place till like 2020.
Damn,
or like 2021 or something. 2021. Yo, he's been locked up for like 2 years.
It felt longer though.
Yeah, I feel like it happened in 2018.
That's what I feel.
It was some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. It feels long. But the shit that's coming out about like him like kind of snitching, you seen that? There's like video that came out of him like shadow boxing.
That's old.
Old shit.
That shooting I was telling you about at Vero Beach High School.
Mm.
But if you really, I watched the interview. He starts to explain what happened, but he wouldn't name drop anybody. And he was like, "Oh, well, y'all gotta charge me then, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you something that could get somebody else in trouble."
So this shit that's old already, like the footage that came out, because I saw
the interrogation.
Yeah, because I saw circulating like probably Thursday. Like I saw everywhere, like on like academics, like they were all posting, and I was like, this shit just came out right now, so I didn't know.
No, that shit's old. Shit. Okay. But it's just that time right now, like literally through the case.
I mean, the trial's going on, so anything's gonna pop up.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Have y'all watched some of the trial? And
they were trying to use. There was allegations. There's allegations that he tried to make a plot to escape out of jail, and saying that he had a pipe bomb and keys to handcuffs and shanks or some shit like that. And when this
nigga's like media, an evil villain, son.
the media got tipped or whatever, the jail did a shakedown, and the only thing that he got caught with was like prison drip with like clothes that are supposed to look like finer clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, though, I feel like at the end, like I feel like the whole case that's going on with him. I feel like he did it. He did it.
I also feel like he did it, but I feel like the state that there's not a lot of evidence.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he might get off.
And because I feel like that Melly and Portland aren't talking right now. Throughout this whole time, I don't think.
Get out, or if he would, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he did do it, let him go. No, I'm not like I don't know whose side. There's no side shit. I just point blank thinking some fucked up shit for you to sit there. If these your homeboys, your day ones, you feel me? These are the niggas.
No, but it's alleged that they're beefing over money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
That there was some new deal or something like that. That there's all types of allegations right now because obviously no one's gonna co-sign that because like I feel like that was the case. There has to be some like crazy shit going on in the mix for you to murk your man.
That's what I'm trying to get around, man.
You know what I'm saying? And mind you, hold on. Mind you, as they're coming up, they're missing one from NYW, and that's Jay Green. Because originally it was Jay Green and Melly. Because mind you, I'm from out there, and fucking like I was on the show when they're making music on SoundCloud. But it started off with Melly, Jay Green, and then Sack Chaser and Juvie started rapping like after. And Sack, my opinion, no disrespect, God rest the dead. Sack Chaser and Juvie's music wasn't as good. It was Melly and Jay Green were the real popping ones because like they had bars and nice flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were the stars. So they started to get more popping, and there was a feud between Melly and Jay Green. And I think it was more of like a roles thing. I feel like Jay Green felt like he was good enough to be, a bigger role, and Melly kind of always was assumed that leading role. You know what I mean? Like a band type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would be Melly being the fucking lead singer, and then you got fucking Jay Green on the fucking guitar that could like also sing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and they just started beefing or whatever, and they went their own ways. So then Jay Green started making music on his own, and Jay Green, he's popping, but he didn't blow up how Melly did. Like literally right after they beefed or whatever, and it was never, to my knowledge, it was never really settled like that.
Yeah.
Melly took off. He did that song with Kanye, and it was over.
Yeah.
And and he became like, I wouldn't say an A-list celebrity, but you know what I mean.
He was definitely like low B, like a low B tier. He was like high though, because you gotta think like, obviously I'm not like as in touch with like, especially after I left Florida for that little bit, I was like connected to like different places. I wasn't really like thinking about Florida. So like you were always like my touchdown of like, oh shit, like Florida music is popping right now, and it's on the come up. But for him to reach my radar, you have to know like he has to like ascend a certain level.
How long was I telling you about Broadway, bro?
Oh, for a while. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you were
before he even blew up. Like
touchback. Like I knew shit because of you, and like even Rodney too. Rodney kept me in the loop with shit. But for Melly to like hit my radar, he has to like ascend a certain level. For it's like, oh shit, like this nigga's kind of big out of Florida. You know what I mean? Especially close to like where we from. So. But I don't know. The case is weird. Like it just feels weird though.
I mean, to have a song with Kanye, even though my personal opinion, I don't really like his newer music.
It's the stamp.
Yeah, Kanye, like Kanye's
I'm doing a song with Kanye today.
A big fucking name in hip hop culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a hit song.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we could talk more about. I mean, there's trials going on, so there's gonna be more information and shit coming out in the next couple months. So we could definitely. I like the conversation today.
I hope Casanova, bro. I hope he gets off.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Do you know? I saw some today.
I think he's like awaiting trial or something like that. I think he's gonna try to fight it, but it's once again he's another one. When you look at his fucking rap sheet, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good now.
Like. Going back to the Boosie, you know what I'm saying? When you have those types of charges on your resume and you have a name for yourself, a lot of times it's a fucking nail in the coffin.
It's just the name.
Just because you
have notoriety, you have some clout.
Your status. Yep. Your status.
Oh, that's a good word actually. Nah, for sure. I've really fucked with Casanova shit too.
I didn't fuck with him till like right after he
Okay,
got indicted.
Yeah.
I was very upset, bro. Very upset. Cause nigga, when I put myself onto him, cause like I heard like a couple of songs or whatever, and I didn't. He was like, I don't even want to compare him to 6ix9ine because it's way different. But like he was just like a loud ass rapper. Like sound like this nigga was yelling on the mic.
Yeah.
But then when I actually went back and listened to it again, niggas trying to catch me in the drop. I was like, what?
They're trying to book me for a what?
They ain't know I had the Glock.
No, the remix of that song with everybody on it is crazy.
No, even the other joint, Brooklyn with Fab and
yeah,
hard. Even some of he has another one, Jail Call, and it's actually a slow, like sad song. Like he actually got in his bag for that one.
That dude, Taxstone that I was telling you about, the podcaster.
Yeah, they in coops.
Yeah, he made a song when that nigga went down, and that song was like again like a slower song, but hard because it was just like straight bars. It wasn't like that hypey shit he usually does. But sucks, man. It sucks because again, we want the real in our music, but the niggas that really are about their shit, they get caught up eventually. You know what I mean? It's the nigga, like when you think about it, it's like these rappers. I forgot who said it, but somebody was like, "Yo, if your favorite rapper talking about doing something that's illegal and he ain't get caught up or nothing, he ain't really doing that shit." Which I mean, it's a fact.
Yes and no.
Nah.
Yes and no. Bobby Shmurda, he was really doing that.
No,
shit.
but that's what I'm saying. But the ones that are really doing, think about it. Bobby Shmurda. Who else? What's that? Pooh Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? Actually doing shit. Young Dolph. Like his situation. You know what I mean?
Pooh Shiesty, that was just a wild boy right there. Even matter of fact, now we're speaking on young boys like TK. Bro,
yeah.
TK had like 5 minutes of fame because he was gone that fast.
Yep.
And not because of lack of talent, because he's locked down, nigga.
Yeah. If they really doing it, they're gonna get caught.
They gave him like 50 years.
What did he do again?
And he got caught up like being involved in some type of shooting.
He from like Texas?
Yeah. Young ass cat. And then right after they did like a home invasion where he had these girls like set up this guy that was selling weed. And pretty much the girls went in to distract the dude or whatever, and him and his boy ran in the house and went to rob him. And I think his boy was the one that shot the dude and killed him. And then he got arrested for that and was put on house arrest. He cut his ankle monitor and literally went on the run.
Damn.
And that's when he made the song "The Race" while on the run. Shot the video and everything while on the run from the feds.
Yeah.
And in that time span,
that's when he
blew up, but also in that time span, while he was on the run, he robbed some old man, but like he beat him up or whatever and killed him.
The fuck?
Yeah.
He's just on some wild shit.
Wild ass shit, bro. And he's lucky they didn't give him a life sentence. But they gave him 50 something years, and then I think after like 30 or 40 years, something like that, he can get parole. Like nail all the way in the fucking coffin. Career over.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky to enjoy your last.
I mean, he never even had a career, really.
No, but the where TK went, because he made like I think he had like an album or something like that before he left. But there's some bangers on there, bro.
Yeah.
Some good music, but he never even got to scratch the surface on what he could have been.
What else, man? What else on the week? That was honestly, yo, I gotta say, I enjoyed that talk. I'm not as well versed in all the knowledge, and it makes me want to like actually research it, and like if we have these kind of conversations about these cases again, actually have some kind of knowledge and take on it. But it is interesting to see just what's going on in like hip hop culture in general. I mean, you got a lot of people talking about how like this year's the first year in like 30 years that hip hop doesn't have a #1 album this year, you know.
Yeah.
Then you're seeing like, and like people are talking about, because it is going in this more gangster, like even though like the 90s gangster rap like is what put rap on the scene, this shit's like it's a different, I don't know, it feels darker this time. You know, it feels as dark as like a Tupac and Biggie killing, like that. Like it feels like it's not right. And then you got Afrobeats popping. So they're saying like maybe like people are gravitating towards like.
And I also think with the whole like feds kind of having a magnifying glass on this genre of music, I feel like it's kind of got people very hesitant and more, I want to say, cautious about what they're rapping, what they're putting out.
I mean, you should.
As opposed to people just competing. And because I feel like at one point in time, and it probably fluctuates, but like at one point in time, it feels like, you know, everybody was just dropping over and over again. And by the end of the year, you had fucking at least 10, 15 different fucking albums from different artists to go over and decipher which one you feel like was the album of the year.
Yeah.
As opposed to now, it's kind of like maybe a handful of artists dropping shit throughout the year.
Just feel like,
and it's very clean out the way, like super just them making an album type shit. It's not too many collabs, or I mean, I don't want to glorify like beefing or anything like that, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like with this, with the culture and shit like that, it's just bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? People name drop, people compete, and it's
yeah, but it needs to go back to like, the thing is like when we're just talking about the art form hip hop, leave the beef, and like in terms of beef, like street shit, leave that out right now of the conversation. But just in terms of the art form, it does need to go back to that like competitive shit. I think personally, I think it needs to be okay to call out somebody maybe you don't fuck with as much on a track, and it just be about music, because that, you know, like Wu-Tang, you know, steel sharpens steel, you know what I mean? Like, I think it does need to go back to that competitiveness, and I think it needs to go back to like the music, you know what I mean? Like right now, it is about the beefs, it is about the street shit, what's going on, and like that's what's kind of like not keeping it a lot like relevant, but pushing it away. I think, you know, it needs to go back to like, we had a beautiful era where it was like post 90s hip hop. Like the era we grew up in, it was about the music, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like to me, it was like the highest form of like everything. You know what I mean? In terms of like your favorite artists being stars. They're getting like the best beats. Beats are better at this point. Obviously the songs there was like more reach because the internet was coming out. So we were like downloading and looking for songs. We still had the radio presence. So like radio was still kind of like dictating what we're listening to as well. It was like the perfect storm of everything. And now it's kind of gotten to a point where like there's too much shit. Like think about like music in general. Like I think about this all the time because it's like, am I just growing up? You know what I mean? Am I becoming like the old heads that are like don't care anymore? Or does it feel like music isn't as what it was when I was younger? Like in terms of like, there's nothing, like think about it. It's like you got those TikTok songs lasted 30 seconds. And somebody made a point on a podcast. He's like, yo, we went to a club, right? He's like, yeah, they played those TikTok songs and like people danced for like 30 seconds. Then they were over the song. But he's like, you know what got the party started? The shit that we grew up on, the music that we were listening to in the 2000s. When them shits came on, people was dancing. They were moving. The party like livened up. But when they were playing the shit of now, you could tell like the energy wasn't there. And it's like real microwave food right now. You know what I mean? Real microwave music.
Right, yeah, as of right now. As of recently though, with this generation's rap, there was still some, but a lot of them are being taken away from us, either to the system or in a grave. Like Pop Smoke, bro. Yeah. Pop Smoke, he came along and had people moving. Me, Me, you give me a couple shots of Henny and put on "Welcome to the Party."
Welcome to the party. I got my Somali to love
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, again, somebody like even like Triple X Tentacion, like when he was out, his shit was not like moving in terms of like dancing, but like
it was
feeling.
viral.
It was a feeling. Like his shit. Like of course he had some of his songs that were like a little like really weren't for me, but there was a lot of his songs that touched like really like hit chords in me. It's like damn, like this kid's talented, you know. But yeah, I agree. It's just I'm talking about like this year specifically. Again, going to that conversation, it just doesn't feel like even like the Drake album, the dance one, felt good. Like I listened to it a lot, but it didn't catch like it in a Drake album normally would. You know what I mean?
And I feel like you're more of a Drake fan than me because,
oh yeah,
like I want to say, I'll listen to maybe like Drake could drop a album, and I'll probably listen to maybe only 1 or 2 songs. Like, or when I say listen, I just actually mean like keep them into my own
rotation.
Like, I won't really go too far, and then a lot of that shit, I see that as that's like stuff for his fans that really like his music, that type of sound and all that. Yeah. They'll feed off of that. But like you said, it's been pretty fucking dead, and a lot of my favorite rappers.
I mean,
fucking,
Kendrick's album.
It sucks, bro. Like, and you know my taste in music, bro. A lot of my fucking favorite rappers are fighting cases right now, and it's not fair. Bro, Hot Boy was popping, son, popping. Just like literally, like the pandemic, nigga went crazy, and boom, just when he was like this fucking close, and he was already there. He had started making music with like Lil Uzi Vert and shit like that, and bro, literally, and he was getting like little bullshit charges here and there, but like it seemed like it was gonna be okay, and boom. RICO charges. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a fucking RICO. Look under your fucking seat. You'll find a fucking RICO charge.
I mean,
and
again,
the whole Young Thug thing, the Young Thug caught me off guard.
Speaking of, he dropped the album, pretty fire.
I haven't given a listen yet.
There's 2 new The Boys tracks, 2 Drake songs on
another rapper. I just seen this week. I don't know if you know too much about him, but Quando Rondo.
I heard
he's
of him.
like he got put on by NBA YoungBoy. But he just got caught on some. I don't know if it was actual RICO charges, but they're very similar. It's like gang charges.
Yeah.
In Georgia, and so Quando Rondo's man's is Lil Tim, the one that killed King Von. And they're like, I probably say where they're at in the rap game is like kind of towards the bottom, but they probably make like 5,000-10,000 a show. You know what I'm saying? Like they
got some notoriety, but they ain't
like
crazy.
club walkthroughs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not millionaires.
Yeah.
But hit with gang charges. The fact that Lil Tim beat that case or I don't even know if he's even gone through that case, but he beat. Or he's not in jail. He's not in jail for killing King Von. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing in disguise, but these niggas like to push it. Even NBA YoungBoy, he was like NBA YoungBoy's been like another one that
Is he really as big as it seems?
He has, put it like this. His fan base could be compared to like the Cowboys fan base. Like there's a lot of people that have a negative opinion on his music, and his fucking fans stick by him. Will literally say NBA YoungBoy is the best rapper ever.
Yeah.
Off of YouTube views and shit like that.
On YouTube, he's the man. But like,
look, speaking of NBA YoungBoy fans, I got my cousin Talia right here. lives by this guy.
Lives by his words.
He lives by the herpy.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna keep having talks like this, I definitely want to get more educated in what we're talking about. But I did enjoy it because hip hop's really in a weird state, man. It really is.
But I feel like you have such a different taste, though. Like I can't really, I can't even anticipate what's in your library.
Right now, I've been listening to a lot of Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
A lot.
I'm not mad at that.
I've been listening to a lot of Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny
I've been listening to like some. All right, so I listened to the Young Thug album the other night. Yeah, I want to get to the Metro Boomin shit because he did something for the Spider-Verse. I want to listen to that now that I've seen the movie. Yeah, I've been on some weird shit, just like
I've been listening to straight throwback, son, like old school salsa, like old school aventura.
I go through that phase every so often.
Oh my god, it's so bro. Especially like when I'm tired as fuck for work, bro. That shit gets me going.
The energy from that. That shit goes hard, bro.
Oh, and because I've been sending you on Instagram the fucking old freestyle shits, bro.
Yo, the freestyle. Yo, when I was younger, I hated that shit, but the older I get, the better it is.
Yes, bro. Yes. Yes. Bro.
Yeah, that shit goes hard, bro. No.
That's the first thing I think about every time I hear the fucking songs. I'm like, I used to fucking hate this song, but it's so good.
It's so fucking good. Nah, I mean, that's Puerto Rican. That Puerto Rican music right there to the core. That's as Puerto Rican as anything.
It's Puerto Rican because of our culture, but like, there's like LLama's generation.
They love that shit.
That whole generation, bro. They love that music. They love that.
That's what
shit,
they're going outside
you
to.
You put that on and you watch the reaction. They're like, damn, nigga. It's like 93.
I feel it feels like 93.
I was in a hoopty listening to this. I bought it for like $250. We drove all the way to Miami with it.
Yeah, and left it there.
And left it there. Oh God. We snuck into a Lil Wayne party.
No, bro.
To a juvenile party. Yo, you seen how I think it was just recently I was seeing some shit trending about how like old pictures and videos and footage and shit like that was getting dropped from like Freaknik back in the day.
Yeah.
Like in Georgia and shit like that. And it's just crazy to think because like, bro, at that time, I can only imagine how fucking wild it was. Like nowadays we have like social media and all that shit that's so heavy that like you don't have to necessarily go to something to see what it was like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, for you to go to Cayocho and, you know, all these festivals and shit like that, the only way for you to know what it was like is if you went. You were there.
Yo, there's nothing like that right now.
No.
Like, think about like Freaknik was like, hey, nigga, you had to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I literally always say because, yo, Uncle Luke,
and I'm
like,
telling you,
that shit is
social
my
media,
shit.
all that, like, that shit would not fly today.
No.
Back in the day, there was, like, women that were, like, just coming out straight out of their clothes. Like, rappers had parties, like, dude over there getting neck on the side of the pool, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's there. There's 3,000 people there, and you know what I'm saying? And no one's saying anything.
They're going through it. You know
what I'm saying?
I always say if I could travel back in time, I'm traveling to Freaknik. I'm going with all the time.
But even like the whole down south movement was crazy back in the day. I was a kid. I feel like there's so much shit that I missed that's probably all the way back in my fucking memories that, you know, who knows if I'll ever be able to unlock those memories. But there's probably so much shit that I didn't even realize was going on because I was so fucking young. Yeah. But my mom used to take me down south all the time. Like when we wanted to do some shit and like that was like our little family vacays was to go to Miami. Go see Tita Lucy and all them or whatever. And they usually know what the fuck is going on down there. So I ended up going to some type of festival, party, whatever the fuck in Miami. Yeah. And it was crazy over there. Crazy.
I regret because when I was younger, I was so like, especially when it comes to music and shit. Like, I wish I was more of a champion of like down south music earlier than like now. I'm kind of like, I try to like, I'm from Florida. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I was in Florida, I was like trying to be like I'm from New York because everybody around me is from New York. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh nah, son. You know what I mean? I was talking like that. Now I'm more like, nah, bro. I'm from Florida. I'd be like, they bring up somebody like Florida legend, like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't understand.
I'll smack you with a pub sub.
Yeah. I'm trying to be as Florida as possible, but definitely we lived in a time, and like even before our time, like down south shit was like, think about it, bro. Like Uncle Luke, like imagine being around when Uncle Luke was popping it down south. You know what I mean? Like Llama literally lived through it. This nigga has a video of him booty shaking at a talent show to Uncle Luke shit. Oh, stop that Llama.
Oh God.
But
bro, like, and I feel like how nowadays they're still keeping spring break going, but spring break wasn't spring break how it used to be. I heard stories.
This guy said
I heard stories, son.
Spring break was crazy.
Wait, we're gonna go into a story time right now. I'm gonna keep it simple because it's not even my story. I wasn't there. I was at home. You know what I'm saying? I was at home 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Bro, back in the day, and this is just like my side of the family, right? So I was mad young. My dad, Alicia's dad, my uncle Ish, Alicia's nephew Junior, Justina's older brother, and my uncle Lolo, and I want to say there was like a couple other people, but they went spring break. Yeah, they used to roll deep, bro. They used to roll deep. Like when they would go to like a local spot in Port St. Lucie, bro, it's 30 of them. Not exaggerating. They roll like that. Like all the cousins will get together, and that's on their New York shit. Because literally, like, how the hell they all moved down here was that one moved down here, and then all the cousins would come visit in the summertime, and before you knew it, everybody fucking lived down here. But going back to the spring break story, we had you probably remember him, my Theo Uli.
Yeah.
Theo Uli was the old head, and he would get sent as a chaperone from all the other old heads, right? Because mind you, at the time, my dad's generation, my uncle Ish, all of them, they're in their early 20s.
Yeah.
They're like 25. Everybody got kids, which I'm glad that's not the fucking case in our generation because, you know, everybody was fucking 2-3 kids at like 2-3 kids at fucking like by the time they're 23, 25, you know what I'm saying? But they all went to fucking spring break. My uncle Uli is at the time probably already 40 and diabetic, super diabetic. Like this man, if he didn't have, or his sugar was running high or some shit like that, I don't remember. But like he would break out into a sweat and like damn near pass out if you didn't get this nigga a Pepsi or a fucking Snickers bar or something with like sugar. So mind you, they're not supposed to drink. And my uncle Uli used to get turned. Be the turntons nigga at the party. Going to spring break with these niggas. Doing crazy shit. I think they went to like Panama City or some shit like that. Like, and it's so sad because I be trying to get that shit together now, bro. Like, imagine if all of us actually linked to go to like
anything
spring break or some shit like that.
Nah, but not even. Nah, at this point, we're too old for that shit. I think it's not like
nigga,
we're
what
like.
What are you talking about,
nigga? If we did it like when we're like all 20, you know what I mean? It's like way different. The spring break
we were all
would
on
be
different timing though. It's
now like the shit we would do is like
when we were in our early 20s, nigga. We were all like struggling, nigga. Like spring break.
But that's what I'm
nigga,
saying.
I need
like,
a
now, break. I need a break. But I'm saying like now.
Trying to catch a break.
Oh wait! Shout out Chat Mom. She threw some ADs in the chat. The fish head with the Wayne. She said low blood
Chat
sugar.
Mom.
But I'm saying like now our shit is what we talk about. Like if we went to a city and did content, that would be our version of spring break because you know it's still gonna be a time. You know what I mean? It's not like we're just
time
like,
to be alive.
That's what I'm saying. Like we get to a city, Like how Bird was saying, like a New York trip for blackout. Like if we went to New York, like it would be shenanigans the whole time.
Facts.
Speaking of, it smells like dirty dick on the right side of this podcast. Hey, decent. You put the late night logo in there. What up, Bird? But you know what I'm saying? Like our shit would be a little different. It won't be like a spring break environment, but it'll still be like it'll be our version of that though. And now again, like you're mentioning, we're also at better times in our lives to the point where nigga we can have way more fun. Roman2raww.
Money isn't an issue. You know what I'm saying? We can do big. Better. We can do fucking adult shit now.
Yeah. I enjoy that.
And I like that.
We can go get food, you know, whenever we
know
want.
What I'm saying?
And bevs.
Lot of bevs. Who's I was just telling JoJo about that shit. I was like, bro, you don't understand. Like, these niggas, they spend a lot of money on alcohol. Like, a tab for the night is like $400. No bullshit.
No, on some real shit. Like, I don't think about it. I don't think about it when it's happening, but it's like the recovery from it. I'm like, oh yeah, we spent so much money. When Bird came out here, think about it. We went to my job.
I was telling Amy about that shit. I was like, Amy was trying to say, or she was like, we and her were talking or whatever. I was like, how, you know, obviously your mom and her be talking and all this shit, and I had to explain it. I was like, you don't understand. Like, I spent $1,500 in a weekend. She's like, what the hell? And I'm like, Jimmy was there for a week.
Yeah.
Bro, it's absurd.
It was to a point where, like, the last couple days, I was like, bro, as much as I want to spend money and go out, like, let's chill a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. But, like, we didn't have to. It's just like, nigga, like, think about it. Bro, we went out. I was thinking about this, right? We went out to the day we went to my job. Me and him spent $200 at my job. Then we went to the comedy club and spent whatever we spent at the comedy club. Then we went out for drinks after that. All in one day. That was just one day that we drank that much. You know what I'm saying? Think about the night we went to the Giggly and shit. Like, and even like when I go to Port St. Lucie, like we be spending bread. I mean, it's not as much. It's not as much because it's way cheaper to drink out there in terms of like going to like, I mean, at least the places we go to. Like here, it was like a little bit more upscale of like, we had to pay more of like, you know what I mean, per drink. Yeah. But even in like, to me, it's worse because we be drinking like the night that, shout out LLama. When he came out with us, like we spent some money. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. It's dope. Chat Mom said that's no kids at home tab on God in heaven.
It entices me to do more shit though. Like,
it makes you want it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get that.
Bro, when we booking the yacht, like, come on, like, niggas stop playing, put your fucking money up.
No, but like, think about like,
bro, you know what I'm saying?
If we really blew up with like this blackout shit and we start making money off of this shit, that will only incentivize us to do more shit like that because it's like, what nigga, we just gonna make content, make whatever we gonna spend back. You know what I mean? Like,
young guy.
But I love hanging out. Like when
yachts.
Oh yeah, so I'm going on the yacht, bro.
I'm not happy with that take. I still love you, Chat Mom.
Yeah, I'm
not happy with that take.
I'm
getting the yacht with the fucking jet ski package. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oiled up on the yacht.
You know what I mean, nigga?
With a mimosa.
We're doing shots on the front deck, nigga, straight out the bottle.
De Leon.
We passing by, hands on my knees, taking ass on my thighs.
Nah, the yacht,
you know what I'm saying, with the LED
blackout
light.
Yacht trips are gonna be crazy. Oh man, nah, like it does though. Like hanging out with like Bird and shit, especially Bird, because he's the only person that like I've hung out that much where we actually like go crazy every time. Like I know hanging out with Bird, like my liver's gonna hurt for a little bit. Like I'm gonna be drunk all day. No, but
that man, he's out to drink.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about. I don't know, me personally, like the drinking and the smoking, all that just comes with the territory shit. That just comes with the fucking territory.
Yeah.
I'm set out to like do shit.
Yeah, me too. But I like the excessive drinking as well. Yeah. I enjoy that as well. But I do like
I just seen on Instagram there was a orcas are sinking the
yachts. Oh.
Come down to Florida. We don't have any orcas. You know what I'm saying?
Our orcas are tame.
They're dolphins.
They're at SeaWorld.
That's fucked.
That's a fun joke.
But no, speaking of, I just seen an ad for Discovery Cove, and the thing they put in there was that you can get a drink package where you can drink all day.
A what?
They have a drink package at Discovery Cove to where you can drink all day.
Yeah.
It's like an upcharge of like $40 or something like that. I'm like, take my money. Take my money. Where can I just lounge in the water while sipping on liquor?
Where's the closest kiddie pool? Or where's the closest? Where you call that shit? Lazy River.
Lazy River. Facts.
I need the closest entry to the bar to the Lazy River.
Volcano Bay. Like Jimmy, every once in a while he'll get out. Like we went to Busch Gardens one time. Busch Gardens was a move, and I wasn't even old enough to drink yet.
She said even
before I had kids, I couldn't imagine spending the amount of money you guys are talking about. I hate spending money on shit like that.
That's my life.
They could take my money.
Yeah.
They could have it.
I'll make it back. I had a great day. You know what I'm saying? Like the other night I had like a chill like night with my girl. Well, for my birthday. We went to it wasn't my birthday, but it was for my birthday. But we went to the Rockies game. And like just going to the Rockies game, walking around downtown, like going to grab a couple of drinks, like it was just like a nice vibe. And then like people were out and shit. Like I was like, bro, like I enjoy doing little shit like this. You know what I mean? Like just enjoying the vibes, being around people. Like I miss that shit. There was a long time in my life where I was just sitting at home doing nothing. I'm like, bro, I got to get out more and like really.
And COVID,
especially now that because obviously like I loved it. All right, living in Denver, and plus we're about to pull up on the hour. I said we were gonna do 45, but living in Denver when I first got here, I was in a bad place. Right, I was still kind of like trying to figure my shit out, but I've kind of like grown while I've been in Denver. Like just shit's been working out for me, so I'm finding a love for Denver just in that regard. But also like Denver's a fire place to live because bro, I literally walk out my apartment and I see the skyline of the fucking city now. Like I'm close.
That's fire.
But then on the other side you see the mountains. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I just live in a nice area. So like obviously the goal is to get back to Florida because we're trying to build Blackout in Florida. And that's another thing about Florida. Like I want to build my shit where I'm from. You know what I mean? Like and help that shit. But I'm like, yo, I'm here for another year. Like I got to experience as much as Denver as I can. And then now like the house I live in is like the perfect place to go to the mountain or the city, like legitimate. So it's like, bro, like this last year I want to experience it as best as I can. And I want, like I told Jimmy, I told Kev, obviously me and you talk, but y'all niggas coming back here and like, you know what I mean? Have like one more time of us hanging out here and really enjoying the city.
Oh, it's not going to be one more time.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I got a living room. It's way smaller.
One more time.
One more time.
But I'm saying like Texas, fucking New York,
Texas, New York,
Cali,
Vegas.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm not. The list goes on.
For her shit.
What's that?
Grandma was talking about her like going to Vegas for like Herc's birthday, I believe. I told her I'm terrible at shit like this. But for next year, Herc and I went to the city for a drunk Shakespeare thing and drinks there. A museum, I can spend money on stuff like that. We went and just hit every vendor for different. We're planning. Vegas is on. See? Vegas. I don't know, man. Again, we're at a position where like we're older and we don't have kids, so we can do like we're in the perfect part where like we can like hang out and go experience some shit, and then like we'll be at that point also, which is dope. It's life, but like how our parents were when we do have kids and shit, we do the family parties and shit like that. Like that's what I'm excited. Like seeing Lisa have a kid, big homie have a kid. You know what I mean? Like these are niggas I grew up with. Like now they're having kids. It's like damn, like that next generation starting. Like we're gonna have to do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like all those events that we had when we were, because as fucking dysfunctional as our family is, like overall, that's one thing, like, at least from my perspective, is like, I always enjoyed was like those random family times where everybody would get together. It's like, damn, like I miss hanging out with you. You know what I mean? I enjoy this. Like,
yeah. I feel like it's way cooler now. Way cooler.
Yeah.
Like
think about Lisette's shit, the baby shower. Like all of us just pining in a circle, just talking shit.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Not me. Not me.
Vibing,
Not
bro.
me. I'd be smoking mad weed in the back of my aunt Evie's house. Never crossed my mind.
No, that was even on your
Hell
thought,
no.
bro. Nigga, he said we got the smoking session. Smoking? Because I don't smoke cigarettes.
I don't smoke with cigarettes. Bro, it's got to the point where like we're that people in the family. Like,
no.
To the chat, we're that people in the Jehovah's Witness family. We smoking weed out the back of the Jehovah's Witness function.
No, yo, all right.
And still getting hugs and dabs on the inside.
Since this is a new podcast, I think there has to be an episode where we like break down us. You know what I mean? Like our dynamic growing up and like whatever. But for a quick thing, me and Gabe obviously we grew up together. You know what I mean? Like he's always been like the little brother I never had. But there was a point of time like when I left for college and stuff, we really didn't talk, and like he kind of, you know, was growing up still, like going through high school and shit. And then when I came back, remember when I came back and like we could reconnect, it was like, oh shit, like we fuck with each other. Like we ain't just cousins. It's not like how like me. No,
I feel like always. This shit never changed. It was just because you went off to college.
Yeah, like, but I'm just saying we just disconnected.
I got into high school and it was just like literally two separate timings.
Yeah,
like, you were too far away. Like, bro, you already know how my mom is. My mom was not letting me get on no fucking airplane to go kick it with you for no fucking week or whatever.
No.
Nor were you in a position to fucking like house me for a fucking weekend or whatever or a week. But, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like when we reconnected, it was like, oh shit, like we still nigga. Like I always knew we were close, but it was like, oh yeah, we really are close. And I remember the first thing we did again. There's two memories actually. But Joel's wedding, because that was the first time we smoked. Like we were all like openly smoking in front of we're like, nah, nigga, we smoke.
No, I've been smoking. Smoking.
Well, me personally, like that was like me.
So disclaimer. I was the original pothead of the family, and then like at first before AD, you know, AD was in baseball and he was hardcore like
in baseball.
This man lived and shitted baseball. So when he found out that I was smoking weed, he's like, "What are you doing, dude? You're gonna throw your life away." But then as time went on, like for example, the Joel wedding, we're sitting at the service. Sitting at the service. Me and my mom come late, of course. And we just slide into the back, and AD and Lisette are like 2 rows up. They turn around, see us, and they're like, "Yo, we ride with y'all when we leave here?" And we're like, "Yeah, I guess." And you guys turn around, y'all go. And they're like, "Yeah, nigga." And it's just every family function after that.
After that has been about
like even now where Rodney's family's starting to come along. Like Rodney has his people in his family. Them niggas smoke. Yeah. But like
we link up.
You know what I'm saying? They know who to go to. It's like we get to the function. It's
no. At Lisette's baby shower. As soon as they pulled up, they said, "Yo, we got some. We're gonna go at like this time. You trying to link up?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You already know, like, fuck yeah, nigga, we out." But
even,
like, as soon as they get there, like, yo.
Right up to when we're about to light it, everyone like, you walking through the house, yo, hey. It's going down. It's going down.
No, it's a culture we're building here in this family.
Yo, rats. And I'm 100% sure all the old heads in there, they're seeing what the fuck is going on. They see it.
At this point, they know now.
It's plain as day what the hell is going on when we're walking.
But it's not like when they were growing up that weed was still like taboo. Like now, it's like we think about medical. You can go to a place.
We're outnumbering them, bro, and we're grown as hell. They can't do anything. It's like, what are you gonna do? Not invited to the function.
That's why
Richie, like think about all your old heads just sitting here and fucking talking shit about how kids are potheads.
No, but nigga, think about it. Richie set up a whole area so we could go smoke because he knows we're gonna go smoke anyways. Like, let them niggas do it right there. Well, I'll set up a vibe for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing. I remember, and you remember the wine tour
and drinking.
Oh no,
yes, the wine tour was crazy.
The wine tour was funny
awesome.
as hilarious.
Another backstory on the wine tour. I didn't want to go to that shit.
Me either.
I was so unhappy to go to that. And literally my godmother Amy, shout out Amy, the fucking realest one in our family. Realest MVP. They be in cahoots between my mom, Adrian's mom, and my aunt Amy. They be in cahoots and they do all these little
weird things. It'd be like
like weird day trips. You know what I'm saying? So they picked a wine vineyard festival, whatever you want to call it, right? So I got drug into this shit the day of, and I was like, either stay at home all day and do nothing, because mind you, this is the time I'm still not working yet. I'm living at my mother's house. I'm like maybe a junior in high school or something like that, and got shit else to do.
Yeah, it's so like right when I came back.
My mom was like, "Oh well, either you stay here, or you come." So I was like, "All right, whatever, I'll come." But I was like, "Damn, it's gonna suck." And I get there, and this guy gets out of the car. I was like, yes, yes. This nigga's just waking up. He slept on the whole way to the vineyard.
Like,
he's kind of cranky, but he's happy to see me.
That shit was a vibe though. Like, we were just fucking bullshit. Like, there was mad food there. We were listening to these niggas. We're getting like little samples and shit. Like, all right, bro, we make the best of this. We smoked a little bit. We was good. But like I said, I think one episode we definitely just me and you, like, we go through like how our childhood was, what it's like, like our
I'm glad I caught the PC. Got to go back. Oh, much love, Chat Mom. We appreciate
Chat Mom,
you.
Thank you for the pre-llama show. This is episode 3.
I'm not gonna lie, we got to call it here soon.
No,
I gotta
go. We had an hour.
Ooh,
we did good right here. So, episode 3 of the pre-llama. I definitely enjoyed the conversation of hip hop and like how the feds are getting involved with hip hop and what's going on. I want to be a little bit more educated on that if we do continue talking about it, especially with like the Melly trial going forward. And like, there's just things that it's just good to know, you know, and it's good to be well informed. And I don't want to be just bullshitting when we talk about like, this is serious shit going on in our culture. We really do got to put some light on it, really. But also, you know, I'm glad. Thank you for pushing me to do this ahead of time. So now if we pre-llama, we just gaming and having fun. We got our episode out. So episode 3 of the pre-llama show. We stream this every Sunday. It depends on the time, but just come through on a Sunday. We're pre-llama.
Sunday afternoons, just to be on the safe side. Usually anywhere between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.
We're on.
We're live.
Yep.
We're live.
We're doing our pre-llama episode segment, and then we're gaming. And don't forget, this is a segue to the pre-llama show, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Big Llama Show channel. Be there. Be square. Today's episode 106. I'm making my return. This is Roman2raww. I'm Blackout AD. We'll see you next week. You heard? Oh,
on the next one.
Blackout GG. This releases every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. The episode releases on Blackout GG's YouTube, so check that out.
Yeah, I really want everybody to come to that live premiere, bro. The live premiere is gonna start. We're gonna start promoting that.
Yeah, I'm down.
So yeah, everybody pull up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesdays 4 p.m. Eastern. Blackout GG's on fucking YouTube.
Yes, sir.
We with it.
All right, and for the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube shit.
All that good stuff.
Later, boys.